I actually grew up in a two-parent household, military family. My father was in the military, and my mother, of course, had to travel a lot because my father was in the military, and we had
A
to travel
branch.
from. He was in the army, and actually, he did Air Force as well. And how that happened was,
Wow.
my uncle was scheduled to do a tour of duty. And my dad did not want his baby brother to do a tour, so he had to go through all sorts of leaps and bounds and talking with commanders and all that to request that my father do the tour for my uncle. So that's how he was able to
Okay.
switch
So
branches.
why did he advocate for that? For him for his
He,
brother
he,
not to.
he, because my father had already been through some wars and some tours, and so he knew the damage that it could do to you mentally. And his fear was he didn't want his baby brother to pass away. So
Oh.
he took on the responsibility and went through a lot to be able to change branches, to do that, to actually basically just protect and make sure his baby brother was okay. And
Wow.
so,
That's
we were raised that way. But my father, it was sad because what ended up really happening was my father ended up mentally going through a lot because of that sacrifice. And this is around the time when, racism was really high because I'm from the hills of West Virginia.
well, okay. I was about to ask you. So West Virginia.
Yes,
West Virginia. Okay. Because I
West
mean, it's at the
Virginia.
time. Because at the time, that's when the time when he had there was either was it drafted or was it voluntary at that time when your dad joined.
They were drafted.
Yeah. Okay.
They
And
were drafted.
so how was it? How was he able? Like, do you remember, or did he tell you the stories as to how he was able to get his brother not to be drafted?
He had to talk to his superiors. He had to put in legal paperwork. He just always told me it was a lot that he had to do, and they almost
Right.
put it to the point where they were like, "No, we're not going to let you do this."
I'm
But
surprised that they
he
granted
was
that.
persistent. He was very persistent to do it, and he made a way, and he was
Yeah.
able to
Okay.
do that.
Hey, I'm
And
surprised. Okay, I'm
yeah,
surprised that. Yeah.
yeah. I would think it would be the same branch they would allow you to do it, but my father was really persistent and he did not want that to take place. So he made it happen. I don't know if it's ever happened in history again, but my father made that happen because he was going to protect his baby brother.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah. So before we continue Juice Radio, I just wanted to just kind of give our guest a heads up because there is some lagging and some internet issues. So please bear with us. You know,
Okay.
there's some freezing and buffering going on. So I just wanted to just make sure that I give the heads up and just bear with us. We can still hear you. We can still hear each other, but
Mhm.
there's some chopping
Yeah,
up and some
it
internet
seems to
issues.
be clear on my side and my monitor. It seems to be clear, but we'll go ahead and we'll press forward.
Yes, yes. I just wanted because some people would how they throw shade out there. So I
No
just want to make
problem. No
sure.
problem.
Yeah,
Good.
but I was saying like I was really that's really brave of your dad to do that. So he's a
Mhm.
soldier for real,
Oh,
basically.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, it took a toll on him, and that toll ended up, causing, him and my mom to end up getting,
Oh,
divorced.
mhm.
But it wasn't after well, my I have an older brother, and a lot of people know I'm actually caring for my older brother right now. He's gone through a massive stroke, and so
Oh,
I'm
I'm
taking care of
sorry.
him right now. But I had an older brother. But before me, there was another brother that was born after my brother, and my mom and dad were together at the time, and my baby brother ended up passing away at a very young age, at crib age. And that took a real toll on my mom and my dad, to have to bury their infant son. And so it took a lot. And then, afterwards, I was born. I'm actually the third child. And during all of this, my mom and dad tried to make it work, but it didn't. And they ended up getting a divorce. And the rest is, part of that history. But my mom
Part of that, right?
marrying, and now I do have another brother that was born after me, and my sister. And so my brother who is here, so I got my older brother, me, my other brother, and my sister. These two brothers before me and after me have already passed away.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
yeah, how did you get through that? Those deaths. Suffering the loss of close. Were you close in your family?
Yes, well, actually, I didn't know the one that was before me. Never got to meet him, but the one that was after, yes, we were always close. We're always a close family, and my mom made sure that we were. He actually passed away when he was 33 years of age, very young age, and he contracted what they call, I think it was sickle cell, not
Mm.
sickle cell, something, hepatitis C. I'm sorry, hepatitis C,
Okay, okay.
and it was very rare, and it started attacking his organs, and he had several transplants. I think to the tune of about 13 transplants.
Oh my goodness.
And after a while, he just gave up and he told my mom he did not want any more transplants. They actually had a transplant for him, for one of his final ones. And he asked my mom to gift the transplant to somebody else because he was
Wow.
ready to just
He
go
was
and,
ready,
just go.
yeah.
Yeah, he was ready to go at the
Mhm.
age of 33. He was tired. He didn't want to do any more procedures and stuff like that. So, it makes you really enjoy life and appreciate life when you see somebody else's life have been taken away so young, but it also gives you that strength as well. Hey Robert, thank you for being here, my
Mhm.
friend. Hey
Mm.
Catherine. Hey Kanique. And so it
Yeah,
does build you up. It'll try and tear you down, but when you learn how to use these things to build you up, they will.
absolutely. Yeah, but thank you for sharing that story because it just
Yeah.
kinda gives, again, you have so many you come from a family of bravery, you come from a family of resilience, you come from a family of faith. Were you brought up in the
Yes.
church?
Oh yes.
Okay, of course.
Oh yes. Listen, I couldn't get away from church if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I tell them I was born in the church from the womb. From the womb. I tell you this, many people may not be aware of this, but my grandfather on my mom's side, my grandfather, Viron Lewis, he was Viron Grace. I'm sorry, Viron Grace Lewis is my grandmother's name. This is her book back here. But Viron Grace was my mother's father, and he was an evangelist over in Alabama, and he was a powerful preacher, powerful evangelist. Went around the world preaching. Everybody knowing him. He was well known, very wealthy. He got very wealthy with the church. And I tell people, my grandfather, he did not do what he was supposed to do with the wealth of the church, And I don't mind telling the people,
Oh,
he
oh,
did what was
really?
wrong. Oh yes, oh yeah.
Oh, ooh,
My
okay.
grandfather, listen, and this is one of the reasons why I think I have a passion for making sure that people do things right in the church because I've
Absolutely.
seen what the wrong can do. So my grandfather was a great minister and preacher, and people used to shout him like, "Oh man, he's such a good preacher and everything." But my grandfather, when it came to the money, he had a driver.
Oh, so he's
He
doing shady dealings.
no, he just would abuse the money. My grandfather would take a $20 bill, Faith. He would take a $20 bill, roll it up, light it with a cigarette lighter,
What?
and then light his cigarette with the $20 bill. He was a
Oh,
mess.
really?
He was a mess.
Wow.
And he had women, he had a lot of women, and so forth. And actually, we have an aunt who we got introduced to a few years back. We love her. She was the child of of a woman that my grandfather
Had
had
an
a
affair.
relationship with one of the women in the church.
Oh, he was the, oh my goodness. So he was one of the originators of this whole thing about, he was one of those
Oh,
original
come on
originators of
now.
the
He was one of these guys before these guys was these guys.
guys, right. He's the original Jamal Bryant. Is that what it
Come on
is?
now, Brian Carn, all of them.
Oh my
And
goodness.
yeah, he was, but out of that, my aunt was born, and my aunt, she always said that she wanted to know who we were, but her mom was she did not want to go into that. She didn't want her mom to meet us and everything. So it wasn't until my aunt's mom passed away that my aunt started searching for us and
Mm.
found her. She found my mom, which they were sisters. She found my mom, and then we all got connected, and we stayed connected. And but it was amazing. My grandfather, when I tell you, when they say Papa was a Rolling Stone and would preach on Sunday and go and do this on Monday, you know but it took a toll on him because what happened, Faith, is, like I said, he was a powerful preacher. When he would preach the word, he would preach the word. He was not afraid of anybody, especially the white people at that time when he went through it was slavery. He was not, he was, I mean, racism. He was not scared of them. His
Mm.
thing was, listen, I'm a man just like all of you. And so he advocated for people not to have all this racism. He advocated for fair rights and all of that. He advocated. And he took a lot. I mean, he was beaten. He was beat
Mhm.
up a lot, and but he still would stand, and and he would still stand against people that came. So he always had this willingness to serve and not be afraid, and that's I think where my no fear comes from.
Yes, I mean, yeah, because I can see that. I mean, based on the stories you told me about your father, and
Yeah,
yeah, you come from that. But because
yeah,
you telling the story about your grandfather, it kind of made me think of, and not defending his actions at all, but it
no,
just kind of a gives you a clearer picture of how we struggle in our faith ourselves. And because I know the pastors are held to a higher standard,
yeah,
they're supposed to be revered, and yes,
mhm,
there's certain expectations there. But it kind of gives an example of you can still love God and have a relationship with God, but then you still have these
you
demons
have
that you
those
struggle with,
demons.
and
Have those
you
demons.
can't just shake them, but you need to, but you but you can't,
Yeah,
but you
and
also have to understand as well. Just hopefully the people that are coming in or people that are here now,
yeah,
please understand that God is aware. And you
yes,
got to make sure that with the same way you're struggling with these things, in the same way that you
absolutely.
know how wrong you are, the same way God knows and He sees it, even though God is full of grace,
Oh
but it's
yes.
also you have to suffer those consequences too. You have to
And my
earn that.
grandfather,
Yeah.
he suffered major
Yeah.
consequences because of that. He ended up, we ended up having to take care of him after he got older, and he ended up his mind started wandering, I say, and he would watch the TV. We remember my mom told us when they were young, my grandfather would watch the television. He loved westerns, and he was
Oh, my
watching his
father did too.
television one day.
Yeah. Okay.
He was watching a western one day, and as he was watching the western, hey, Amaretta Cherry, thank you for coming in. As he was watching this western show, hey, Kimberly,
Hey, Kimberly Black.
Faith, my grandfather got so mad at the television, and he was like, "Hey, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you." This is when his mind started, going
Oh
a different
yeah,
direction.
yeah. Oh,
Faith,
mhm.
he pulled out his gun and shot the TV. Now, y'all are getting exclusive over here on Faith Channel. My grandfather pulled out his gun. He always carried a gun on his waist. He pulled out his gun and shot the TV and told the guy, "There, I got him for you." That's
Oh my
his
goodness.
mind started
Oh,
going.
wow.
And later on in life, my grandfather would have episodes like that. He would drink, and then when he was living with our
Oh my
family,
god.
they would
But yeah,
take
but,
the alcohol away.
Regina, I
Yeah,
mean, that could have been one of you. That's what I'm thinking
yeah.
about.
Well, it was when my mother was younger. When my mother was younger,
Yeah,
he
but
did
it
that.
could
That was
oh, but
before
it
we
could have
all
been
got
her.
married. Yeah,
It could have
yeah,
been
it
this
could have been
anyone
her or
in that home.
yeah. But and this is why I tell people you've got to get yourself right with God, because the enemy will let you go so
Mhm.
far before he totally takes over. And so my grandfather went through that stuff. Even as he got older and we ended up taking care of him, there were instances and things that he did that I knew was a consequence of the wrong that he did. Now, he was a powerful preacher. He would preach people saved, delivered, set free all day long. But the sad part, Faith, he
He
wasn't able
wasn't
to set
practicing what he's
himself free.
preaching. He
He
wasn't
couldn't set
practicing.
himself free. Yeah.
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 Wow. But,
Mhm.
so let me ask you now, were you active in the church? What
Yes.
did you hold positions in the church?
Yes, I did. Actually, let me finish off with my grandfather.
Oh,
Actually
okay.
built
Alright.
he built a church in Alabama, and that church still stands today. It's still active in
Wonderful.
Alabama. He built it from the ground up, brick by brick over there in Alabama, and it is still in existence today. So he still has good left on this earth. Myself,
Yes.
yes,
He
I
left a
we
legacy.
yes, we couldn't. We couldn't. I can't run away from church if I wanted to.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm,
always in church,
mhm.
and yes, I've always been active in church. My mother, made it even after she divorced my dad, and my grandmother. They made it a point for us to always stay in the faith. We couldn't leave, and we had to get up and go to church, whether it was 2 or 3 times on Sunday and again on Wednesday or all week for revival. We could not get away from church. We had to stay at church. And I was always very active as I got older. I've been armor bearers to many pastors, going traveling with them and everything, been around a lot of major, huge mega pastors and all that. But yes, my faith has always been there. But my mom made sure, because my grandfather did it wrong, she made sure that we did it right.
Wonderful. Oh,
Yeah.
so she left some gems in you and
Oh,
instilled in
yeah.
you. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what? Yeah. But she also but so did she also allow you, and you and your siblings the opportunity to kind of go in your own way and kind of understand, certain consequences as well. Because I know, throughout life, we all have to kind of learn the hard way at times,
Woo, child. No, my
Yeah.
mama, she didn't let us get too far away. No, she kept that string tight. She kept that.
Yeah.
She kept that string tight. My younger sister, she's the one I think that went further out than we did. But no, my brother and I, my older brother and I, no, she was like, no, y'all are going to do what's right. And she made sure of that. So no, we could not get far away from that string. No, we could not.
Yeah, Juice, I'm sorry. Can you stop for 1 second because
Mhm.
you really like from on my end, you really are getting
I'm
real
I'm
choppy.
watching it on my monitor here, Faith, and I seem to be good. Y'all let me know
Yeah.
in the chat. Let me
Let
know
yeah,
in the
let us
chat. Is it
know,
crazy?
please. How is
Yeah.
Juice sounding to you? Please let me know how the sound is so we can try to rectify it. Can you please
Yeah.
let us
Is it
know?
the sound or is it the video?
Is your like you keep getting a bit it's kind of sounding like in that in that choppy in that way. And that's how I hear it.
Okay, let's see. Y'all let us know in the chat. Are y'all hearing that okay?
Yeah, just let us know, please, because I don't want us to go any further without having that.
They're saying it sounds good.
It sounds. Oh, it sounds good on. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I have a monitor here. Yeah, it's all good. Okay. It might be
It
it
might be
might be
mine. It might be
okay.
my end, because I've been having internet issues. So I'm working on that as well. So maybe it could be on
Yes.
my end as well. So my
Okay.
apologies. I just
Hey,
want to
Nita
make sure.
Green. Hey, Nita Green. Hey, Pastor Grant. Hey, Strength and Love. All right, so you guys are hearing us okay? Okay, so because
Thank you.
I'm watching this monitor and we seem to be doing good. We just gonna keep on rolling.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure.
You're fine. You're perfectly fine.
Yeah. But okay.
So
Okay. Continue. Mhm.
we have stayed in the faith, and we're going to always continue to be that way. Like I said, my grandmother wanted to make sure that we were that way, and I appreciate her. I appreciate her so very much for having that strength with us. Hey, you guys, it looks like Faith thing is going out. Can y'all still hear me? We just gonna go ahead and chit chat. She may be trying to reboot her internet side over there. Yeah, hear y'all over there. Are y'all enjoying this conversation? We're gonna let Faith have an opportunity to reboot her side over there so she can get that up and running. I appreciate y'all coming on in. Yeah, y'all, let's chit chat about my grandfather while we do that, while she gets that up. Let me tell you, my grandfather was a lot. Hey, Pastor Lorenzo, thank you for coming on in. Yeah, she may have been getting some feedback, and we're gonna go ahead and let her know that hers is out and she has left us up here. Yes, she did leave the screen, and I'm going to inbox her right now. But thank y'all for being here, having this and sharing this conversation with us. Let me go ahead and call her. She's typing here. Let's go ahead and call her. But my grandfather was something else, you guys. And that's one of the reasons why I make sure that I do things the right way. Because yes, yes, it's all you came out. So you just come on back in. I'm going to just go ahead and talk until you come back in. No problem. You're good. You're good. All right. Bye bye. And so my grandfather was something else, you guys. And so my grandmother made sure, and my mom, they made sure that we were people who did what was right. And it's interesting because you look at, like, if we always talk about our legacy, we look at where we come from. And I tell people all the time, you don't have to be where you came from. You could change. See, somebody in your house or in your life or in your family has to be that portion that says, listen, I'm gonna break away from this and we're gonna be over here. And that's one of the reasons also Faith is back. That's one of the reasons, Faith, why I am not a big drinker. Now, my brother was a big drinker at a time. I'm not, because I saw the effects of what it did to my father. So that's another reason why I'm not that type of individual. But you guys, welcome back, Faith.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so sorry. My internet. I'm gonna have a tech come tomorrow, so we're gonna
You're
have this matter
good.
resolved. I don't know what's been going on
You're good.
with my.
And can I
I'm
tell you,
so
I love the
sorry.
interview you did with Jives also. King Jives. That's my guy.
What about King Jives?
You did the interview with King Jives. I loved
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I loved it. I love King Jives. He's amazing.
Yes. Yes. He's a character. He's a he's a one of one.
A one of one. I love that.
Yes, he is.
But yes, my journey in the church and everything has been that way. It will always continue to be that way, and we just gonna keep it going. But my journey is to do things in truth, to be the righteous one. And I learned that from my beautiful grandmother as well as my mom. They were strong in their faith. There's no wavering over here. We don't waver.
No wavering, no
my,
wavering.
no, my grandfather wavered. We don't waver over here.
Yeah, but also I just want to ask you also, because you mentioned, and we see, and we also able to hear the
Yeah.
resonance of your faith and the resonance of the church. The church. You in the church, and really like
Hmm.
just like really embedded in the church. So
Hmm.
let me ask you this, and I want you to think about this for a moment.
Okay.
When did the church get in you?
Ooh, that's good. When did the
Mhm,
church get in me? I
mhm,
think the church actually got in me when maybe I would really say around 16, 17, around that age. And that's a great question, Faith, because that's during the time that I had a choice if I wanted to go to church or not. See, when I was young, we would say, no, we don't want to go, but we knew we weren't going to tell our parents that we had to go.
mhm.
But
Yes,
when I was around 16, 17, 18, I made it a choice. I wanted to go because I wanted to learn about this God everybody was telling us about. And that's when I started tuning in to, hey, maybe this God thing is real, you know? So I think that's when it came in me when I accepted, opened up, and I became more like inquisitive about this. I started studying more, I started picking up my own Bible more, and all that, and really getting to know more. I started questioning what the pastors were saying instead of just
yes.
accepting what they were saying. So I believe it was around the age of about 16, 17, 18.
16, 17. And
Mhm.
so let me ask you this, because you hear a lot of people, when they, because the Holy Spirit comes in you in so many different ways. No, it's
Yeah.
not the same for everyone, right? So I
No.
want to know, when you hear people say, God spoke to me, God used me, what is that, how does that appear to you? Like, does God really speak to you?
Good question. And yes, he does. And I
Uh-huh.
want to tell you this. I always say this, and people hear me when I talk. I say, thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes.
Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And then I'll give whatever, Holy Spirit's given me. A lot of people say, oh, it's just a thought. You just had a thought. And I'm like, yeah, you may say it's just a thought, but when it's such a divine thought and it's like so intellectual, I just give the credit to where I believe the credit came from, and that's the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Now, I've been hearing from the Holy Spirit since I was about 5, 6 years old.
What does it sound like?
It's just a conversation in my head. It's just like some people say a thought, but it's a very clear thought.
Clear
It's
thought.
like okay, like say for instance, I'll be saying, I'm trying to think of this how to say, and then it'll come to me, say this, and then I'll be like, okay, this. It's very clear to me. Now that's how he speaks to me. Like I'll be doing some of my shows and I'll be okay, let me break something down and I'll like, okay, let me say this. And Holy Spirit say this is this. And I'll be like, okay, now you guys listen. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Da, 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 da. So it's just me repeating what he's telling me. And that's just a conversation part. I believe that the Holy Spirit works with me this way is he'll help me with conversations. That's the way he helps me. Now, am I going to go out here and tell you what lottery numbers are coming up next week? No, that ain't my gift or my call. Am I going to be out here saying what thus saith the Lord about your life next week? I'm not a prophet, even though some people have claimed
Right,
that I
right.
have the
They
gift of
claim to
prophet.
be, but they're not.
Yeah, some people even say that with me. Hey, you're a prophetess. You can do. I say, listen. The only thing that I really claim as far as the gifts is teaching. That's the only thing I
Okay.
really claim because I know God has gifted me to be able to teach and I enjoy teaching and I'm good at it. Not to be bragging, but I know you when you know your
Right. No,
gift.
you should brag. You should. Yes.
Yeah. But I don't, that's the way he talks to me. He may talk to somebody else totally different, but he does what I call downloads to me, and it's something I hear and I can sense that it is from him, and I'll deliver it out. And that's been happening to me since I was about 5 or 6 years old. He used to do this also, Faith. I would be mostly like when I was at home, sleep when I was young, I would get dreams. I would have these dreams. That's right, Pastor Lorenzo. He speaks to everyone in a way that fits them. I would have these dreams, Faith, and the dreams would come true. One day, for an example, I had a dream that one of my friends' mom had a glass of water under their bed. And I went to school, and by this time I was in, I think, high school. I went to school and told a friend, "Hey, I dreamt your mom has some water under your bed." And they're like, "What are you talking about? My mom don't have water under my bed." And I was like, "Yeah, there's a glass of water under your bed." So the next day they came back to me and they were like, "How did you know my mom had a glass of water under my bed?" And I'm like, "I just had a dream." And
Mm.
what happened, I said, "Ask your mom what's going on with the water," where they were Spanish. And his mom had put the water under his bed as a way of praying and protecting him.
Okay.
That's what she did. So my
Wow.
friend was so inquisitive as to, "How did you know?" And I said, I don't know. I just dreamt it. I also had a dream one time that this plane was going down, and this major plane was going to crash. Next morning, this major plane, was said that, was had crashed. And I was like, I got to the point, Faith, where I was scared because I did not know what to do with these dreams. I did
Mm.
not know how to handle these dreams. So I literally, and there were so many of them, I literally prayed and asked God to take the dreams away from me.
Oh, you didn't want was it okay, when you
I
say take
didn't
the
want
dreams,
that.
did you feel, and you could just answer honestly, did you feel like you was burdened with that gift, with everything that was coming on you? Was it overwhelming for you?
Yeah, that part was because when the plane crashed, I felt like I could have done something because I saw that it was going to happen. And I always had a fear to tell people my dreams. I always had that fear to tell them because I would think they were going to look at me like I was crazy. And so when the plane crashed, and I'm almost getting emotional again. When the plane crashed, I felt like if I would have said something, I would have been able to stop the plane from crashing and save the lives.
Mm.
So after that happened, I said, "Take it all away. I don't want that part." I don't want that part. It was really difficult. It was really difficult for me. And even now, when I have dreams, what I do is, because my ex-husband taught me this. My ex-husband taught me, if you have a dream, tell somebody what the dream is if it's bad, and it won't happen.
Mm.
That's what he always would taught me. And so I started doing it. I would start, if I had a bad dream, I would tell somebody what the dream was so that it wouldn't happen. And whatever God dealing with me with that, it was. But that part of my life is when I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, Faith, I go immediately to praying because I don't want the dreams to come. Oh, they were full blown color, Kimberly. Full blown color. Just like
Oh,
we sit here. Full blown
yes.
color.
Very vivid.
Yeah, if I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning or 3:15, I immediately go to praying. I get worried. I don't want something to happen. So if I wake up and it's early in the morning, I'm afraid sometimes to even look at the clock. Because if it's 3 or 3:30, I'm like, "Lord, what's going on? What do you want me to pray about?" But I will go to
Mm.
prayer. But if I wake up at 2, I'm like, "Okay, we good." And I'll just go to the bathroom and lay down. But that 3 to 3:30 time is really spiritual, and people of faith know that 3 o'clock to 3:30 time is totally different. So there's a lot to that.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. So I want to go back. Go back,
Yeah.
but real quickly, can you tell me what those dreams are like for you now? How was the spirit laying upon you right now, in the present tense?
Well, when I have dreams now, I do what my ex-husband told me. If they're bad dreams, first I pray, ask God, I rebuke them because I don't want the bad dreams to happen. And then the next thing I do, I tell somebody. I tell them because my ex taught me, if you tell somebody, it won't happen. And it has been working for me so far.